Loud continue to do loud things as they dominate on Furia's map pick. Just want to emphasize that, of Haven, 13-4. Wild stuff. And now we make our way over to Ascent. I don't even want. We'll talk about that in a little bit here. Of course, from Golden Boy, we have Coach Bazooka. We have Mimi and Sean Gears here as well to talk about everything. And Sean, it's just very evident, man. Like this Loud team, it feels like when they're in the server, they could do whatever the hell they want and get away with it.
Yeah, I mean, you said it, right? The first time these teams met, Loud won 3 of the 4 pistols. Today, they won both of the opening pistols on this first map, which was Fury's pick, like you said. They were the aggressors throughout the entire game. On defense, they were aggressing in that second half. But on the first half, I thought Sadat called a beautiful half. Starting with 2 A execs, opened up the dry contact walk into A in the mid half, and then that opened up the B and C sites in the late first half. Just outplayed completely.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. And we were talking about this during the game a little bit, Bazooka, but it does seem like for some of these other Brazilian teams that there's almost a mental block against Loud. It started with Furia not seeming to have their usual level of confidence, and they also just weren't getting away with the things they so often do. It was the 4v5s that pulled them over the line, being able to clutch up after their entry goes down against Leviathan. In this game, they had 10 opportunities, couldn't close out a single one of those in the man-down situation.
Yeah, I felt like Furia was playing a lot not to lose instead of playing to win. Like the way we saw Furia playing yesterday against Leviathan, they were getting kills, they were pushing, they tried to get the plays down.
They looked like the most confident team in the league yesterday.
Yeah. And when we were watching, you even wanted them to do like a B push on their defensive half. And the opening pistol for Loud, they did the B push that you were looking for,
The B push, yeah, because like with this composition, you don't have a breach, you be getting A control so easy, so it's always gonna be through the T side. And as defense, you need to have an answer. Like you can't just have DGZ waiting on C for his operator the whole round, and Sadak was just avoiding that.
And besides just the discussion around confidence, I think Loud actually did a good job at shutting down the normal Furia aggression. I think on their attacking side, it was very measured. They were consistently playing these slower runs where they're always using that harbor utility to clear space. If they're going A, they're using those double molly short to stop someone from swinging through. They had an answer to all of the normal angles that Digizen likes to get aggressive on, which meant they were consistently getting opportunities to go for these side executes. And once they had that, it was Les who was feasting on the lurks.
I was going to say, one of the answers for Loud was this guy right here. Less is truly more. As I've made that joke like at least 8 times. But in any case, though, seriously, I mean, there was nothing funny about how this guy was playing, Sean. He was absolutely ripping faces in the server. It felt like anything he shot just instantly collapsed.
Yeah, it felt like Mimi and I were just dishing compliments out to the guy like the entire game, like just about his mechanics and how calm he is moving around the map. His crosshair placement's always spot on. It's like he's playing the game in slow motion. It feels that way because his crosshair movement is so perfect.
So, Bazooka, when you were coaching Les, obviously, this guy, has just so much skill. What makes this player so unique and why he's able to just kind of fade in the background in some games and let his other teammates thrive, and then he can step it up? What is about him, man?
Yeah, I feel like Les is very mature for his age. So the way you were able to work with him, the way you were able to show him new stuffs and so he can learn and actually use this inside his game is so easy because like his mindset, his mentality is so good that it's easy to work with him, like he's always gonna learn, he's always looking to be the best version of himself, and his aim is ridiculous.
Is he a very fiery person? He always looks fiery in the cam, like he has a lot of passion, like in his comms and the way he reacts to situations.
In the daily basis, he's a very calm person, he's able to bring calm during the match, so if everything is turning down, if everything is going wrong, he's gonna be the guy that say, guys, chill, let's make this play and let's do it. No, it makes sense. Well,
it's good that they have like so many chill players like Aspas as well, for example. Leads us to our Aim Lab shoot around because it's going to be Aspas this time around, the king of the laid-back, chill position during timeouts. But now we get to watch this guy shoot some bubbles here, and we can continue to talk about him. An actually fascinating thing to talk about regarding Haven is the lack of Aspas. They didn't even need him to pop off. They gave him all the space in the world, and he still found a way to just kind of chill out.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen a lot of games where Aspas was much needed for Loud. That if Aspas wasn't getting 30 kills or popping out so much, Loud would have lost a lot of maps.
Yeah.
But this was not the case. The whole team was playing so good together, and I think that mainly because of Sada calls and the less lurkers.
Yeah.
I think part of that also is because this was a game that was pretty much over in the first half with 9-3.
True.
And because they did such a good job of shutting down that early Fury aggression, they were playing these side execs. And Aspas doesn't have to be as stunning in this composition. He's dashing in, creating space, and then it is players like Kalanzine, players like Les, the second guys in on those entries, that are getting so many of the crucial kills and are looking like the superstars. But now as we're looking towards map 2, Ascent, this is where Aspas will thrive, where they put so many resources into enabling him.
Well, here we go. It's going to be the agent select for the Heineken 0.0 Ascent, map number 2. Bear in mind, this is also a map that Loud are undefeated in this split as well. So if you are a betting person out there, maybe, just maybe, you might not want to bet against Loud in this case, huh, Bazooka?
Yeah, and Ascent version of Loud, that was very cool to see the progress from them in the season, because they started the season playing Viper in Ascent, and everyone's, oh my god, Viper in Ascent, and Loud's the best in Ascent, so that's gonna be the new meta. And suddenly Loud just changed up the position for the most regular one, for the traditional one, and they just kept winning.
They're so insane on it. They're 25-2 if you were to check their stats all time on this map. They've won 5 straight on Ascent. Their last loss was to Fnatic in those finals at Lock-In.
Yeah.
And then before that, they won 8 straight. I mean, these guys just do not lose on this map. They will be starting on the attack half, but they're used to it. And like Bazooka said, they're used to it with a variety of comps. Like they know the limits of this map and what they're capable of with these ultimates.
Yeah.
But it will be Furia starting on the defense. This is a map that they're also very good at. It's where they got a big win over Leviathan yesterday, and defense is their strong side.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get into map number 2. We're going to send it back over to your casters. Brennan Sideshow, question, we going to map 3?
Listen, you're never supposed to be too one-sided when you cast any sort of match, but with how Loud is looking, Josh, that's going to be a heavy ask to try and get to map 3 right now.
Furia.
Furia would have to completely turn around the confidence. They'd have to come out with some interesting game plans. Everybody would have to step up as well, just winning these duels, because this is a Loud that is unleashed in the playoffs right now. They are determined to make that top 3 spot in our playoffs, to carve their path all the way to Tokyo and champs.
Loud have just looked so incredibly dominant on map 1, and every time they've come out and played Haven and Ascent. Historically, I think they've been the best Ascent team of all time too, and their attack win rate is through the roof. I love how they play the attack rounds. They do tend to do these A-side pistols a lot though, where they burst into A with all 5 players, and this to me looks like Furia have read it. Dajazine and Khalil are in position to completely hold on to this.
Very delayed. Knife is going to be gathering a lot of information, actually. Loud, they still want to commit to this one. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be fading for about a moment. Now starting to hit into the A side. There's free reign, free path. The team was close to the corner. The dash does not get him out of it. Khalil down onto the ground. Holding it towards the back of the site with the frenzy. Enough damage has been done. Just after 2 years. Reloading. Not capable of taking a clean fight there. A pistol round win for Furia. Good beginning for them. But yeah, Josh, great read as well. The setup was almost predetermined as well, expecting that A hit to come through from Loud.
Definitely. I mean, the way that Dajazine is hiding in the corner with the Sheriff, and, you know, he either gets out or he plays Khalil in, and Khalil got 2 in his spot in hell. That is a hard read on what Loud wanted to do on the pistol round, and sometimes it's going to be confidence, sometimes it's going to be winning duels, a player stepping up, or, like we just saw there, tactics. And having that strategic outplay makes it a lot easier for your players.
Here.
Dajazine down mid with the Marshall. Oh, okay. Open for a couple of free shots.
We saw Loud win one of the thrifty rounds over towards Haven. I mean, the only thrifty round that they had, I think. But this one, they're working with a lot less.
Yeah, just the 2 Sheriffs, Aspas and Les holding on to it. Gathering up the orbs. Start spotting it. Swing from QCK to see if he can punish. Mid is compromised. players from Loud just exploring towards that area, but there's not too much danger into this one. Furia should have that gun advantage. And they make most of it. There shouldn't be any danger, Josh.
QCK stuck now towards the back of the site.
Yeah.
The
Right to the side.
fallen.
The Jazine going down. I mean,
way.
there shouldn't be danger. But listen, maybe I spoke too soon of a team like Loud. Layering off the shots, rattling them through one at a time. It's a double jump down into the back of the side. QCK, he is being pressured. He is being swarmed. Jump around. The bullets land. 3 from the back of the site. He needed to contain that, and he did. He stepped up to the task. Yet still, Les is alive. No time, though. 12 seconds ticking down. QCK low enough that a shot to the back of the site will bring him down. Through the wall, lands it, 6 seconds. 5, weapon upgrade, Mazine swings to drop him. So, it's not the cleanest round in the world for Furia, but a round win regardless.
That really should have been a confidence builder, though. And I don't think it was. When you have such an economic advantage like that, and you're coming off the back of a booming map loss, you really want rounds that are clean, just so that you can get in the rhythm of the game, get the feel of it, have your aim warmed up. And instead, Furia coming into essentially an eco round here. It's not a bonus anymore.
No.
It's just a oopsie daisy, now we've got sheriffs instead of rifles.
Much weaker with the weaponry. Kawazine, the Odin spam straight down mid. Anyone trying to play through market is going to be sorely disappointed.
Cover going out.
They have set up, anticipating something towards A. This is a one-and-done position from Digizine. Oh, he's actually playing in wine, he tucked back. But Aspas, oh, he's been given a lot of ground here. Drone clearing. Smoke becomes a bit of a problem. Spots it though. Reposition, TP, tagged up though. Goes on the heaven angle. Fragment nade at the feet of Aspas. He is not being put off. Kawazine is aware that there could be a push into wine and still has that presence of mind to clear it. Furia are coming out with a bit of a miracle round. The shots are being hit and the spike is in the middle of nowhere. Contained.
Shadows traveling.
Trying to gather themselves here. Digizine offered an upgrade.
The guardian of the spike.
You know, the weapon he was really hoping for. Door
30 seconds left.
closed down. Anybody holding this in the smoke? It's not watched for. No one's holding it until you didn't expect it. Aspas locks himself down for the ace to try and turn it around. He's got a dash back online. He knows where the Digizine should be. The spike there as well. Isolates the fight and he claims it.
Well, it wasn't required on Haven, but if his team needs it, he'll step up. Both of these rounds have gone the opposite way to the direction you would expect. I mean, Loud end up navigating that one, but it was very costly, and Furia only had a single bulldog, which ended up doing a ton of work barking in Mazine's hands. Nevertheless, I mean, Aspas is there.
It's a round that Loud didn't have a right to win, but when you've got the final boss on your side, he does have that something special, anything to turn those moments. But the round is saved.
And that jet battle is going to be one to keep your eyes on. Aspas has a Blade Storm here, taken away with the 0 point from Mazine. And Digizine has Operator in hand.
Yeah, one-way smoke. To be able to spot if somebody just tries to disrespect it up close, which it could be likely. A lot of noise being made towards mid.
Digizine is so aggressive with his Operator position a lot of the time. He is happy to go for peeks, pushes, open himself up to angles.
Oh, and they are going to be walking into him. Is there going to be some use of to set it up a jump spot? Got the read. Paranoia as well. Cuts its way across. Fragment nade. Aspas disrespecting it, moving forwards into the smoke. And well, ships in the night there. Mazine just did not expect it. Gets punished. Digizine's still at the back of the site, but he is lit up and spammed down. Up to QCK.
Down A.
I have the spike. Oh, we were watching that from Aspas's point of view. Every time it looked like he was about to get a kill, someone else on Loud had already done
30
it.
seconds left.
They were too efficient for Aspas to have impact.
Yep, stolen away.
QCK, he's just got a save in this spot. He's just hanging out in spawn.
Yeah, all the way back. This is a round win for Loud.
And Aspas has been given an op. I'm not sure if he'll really even want it. He may end up going back into some other rifle that's been littered onto the floor. Usually Aspas is going to be heavy engagement. Yeah, you see him now operating over for the Vandal. Loud are so good on these attack rounds. I love the creativity from their pathing. They do something similar to, you know, strats that we've seen from Leviathan and DRX, where you go through grass, tree, up around heaven, and you end up flanking all of the players on A. And it's timed perfectly with the aggression elsewhere.
All the right moments. QCK will keep that rifle into the next, but Loud are never quite one-dimensional with their ideas. I mean, even this here, Aspas just pushing through their own smoke, collects that kill, causing havoc and chaos, distractions all over the place, while the rest of Loud and his team just converging onto the site.
I think what makes Loud so excellent on their attack sides on this map is the way that the A main players play. You see Kawanzine doesn't really go forwards into the site with the rest of the squad, he's just spamming. And then 2Es will find his moments to teleport into his own smoke or just hold as well. They're patient. And that's something a lot of other teams lack when it comes to this map.
Patient at the right times, but willing to increase the pace when it matters.
Absolutely. And always coordinated.
Yeah. Can be the hardest part of playing this map on the attack side.
Flash. Little flash.
Yeah. It's just Mazine looking for a bit of a go of it as well. That was coordinated with an updraft, as Mazine hoping that...
And a recon.
Yeah. So, cutesy play from Furia, actually, to try and cook something up there when they're on the weaker guns.
Apologies, not a recon. It looks like it was the drone that came out and tagged out the player in mid. MW still got his recon dart. May use that to try and set up Dejazine again. And Dejazine's trying to get very active, but he's just on the wrong side of the map. It feels like Haven all over again.
Setting themselves up for the A split. Sadak alone. Pushing back as well. A lot of that spam that was down, raining through, but going to be able to get the spike down. The site is theirs. Less is going to be that last level to this. The backstab. Bit of a safety net in case this does go wrong with Sadak falling.
That's so strange. Sadak opened the door so that he didn't cut Less off and got punished for it.
Yeah, just took the fight. And now it's a scramble, isn't it? Smoke in the face of Kawazine. He doesn't know how to hold this one, but Less still, yeah, there. And he needs to be dealt with. You can see Furia trying to isolate his position, take the fight towards him and together, but swinging the wrong angle. Less! This guy is a demon right now. He popped off on that one. Listen, wasn't the greatest weapons in the world for Furia, yet he's isolated there. He's not getting any help. And he's landing these shots that are just unholy.
It's the crosshair placement for me. It's just sublime. He barely has to do any work because his precision is so good. I mean, he's like moving, backpedaling as he gets the kill onto MW.
So efficient.
The efficiency in his movement. And look at that, the disbelief from Sadak. He's like, who are you? Where did we find you?
Oh, man.
And remember, Les isn't a newcomer to this team. He was previously when they went on that first run. But it's always so interesting hearing from Les and his experience. We had an interview that we were playing on the broadcast, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, where Les was saying his journey as a pro player has been really different to most others. He didn't have the trials and the tribulations and the ups and the downs. He just came into Loud and they were instantly at big events, at Reykjavik, in the finals, and then hoisting trophies mere months later. Les's journey has been one of instant success and consistent success. And that is not a coincidence. That is something that he's put the effort into and created his own destiny there.
Really talented player. Off the back of that, I mean, maybe he had the lockdown prior, I'm not too sure, but lots of ults to work with if you are Loud here.
Yeah,
no Hunter's Fury for MW, so nothing to deal with this. Loud could absolutely begin to now start using these ultimates and barreling forwards, not giving any sort of gaps for Furia to get back into this map. No command, rips through, Dejazine holds it close. Can't evacuate there, just has to run away with a knife out as a Hunter's Fury into the back. Kawazine, that does connect, and a blind on top, it's coupled together. Dejazine with nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, he's brought down.
And look now at how patient Loud are. They don't barrel forwards into the site. They slow things down, wait for the counter utility, And they're even going to go for a lockdown on top, using every ult that they have.
And I respect this. Fragment nade. Khalil just trying to evacuate and get out of there. Teleport. Getting through, spam onto the common corners here. The lockdown does carve out that path. They know no one's towards the back of the site. Smoke's still being held. Line can start to go down, but they're so good at taking those timings, those breathers in the middle of rounds and those moments to try and force favorable fights. Never willing to rush into things, but now they might be forced to, with QCK getting the opening against Les. And yeah, 2 years feels like he has to swing and take the fight to him. Mazino still containment. Winning the fights out towards Market, and the post-plan positioning is all locked onto the side here for Lau with 3 players up.
Wow.
Spam through the wall. Shot darts. Landing to the side, they are so damn weak. Furia, it should be set up for the win here, but time is starting to burn away. Maybe the round as well, getting away from them on top of it. A wide swing, a wide face, comes in! Has he bought enough time? Has he done enough? And he does, indeed. All the damage, all the spam, all the kills. And Furia, oh, I mean, they tried their best, didn't they? They certainly did. Mazin even surviving and grabbing that operator.
But it's all about the delay and the patience. I mean, Loud literally use every single ult at their disposal. And then, despite losing every player, still win the round.
Yeah, but I love that as well. I mean, they've got such a good read in terms of when to be investing the ultimates. Another good team that does this is Fnatic. When they see, you know, it's a pivotal economic round, it's a swing round, they know they're going to break the enemy's economy, invest it all. We need to win this round. Let's win it wholeheartedly and keep the momentum going.
And momentum has just been flowing for Loud. This is the attack side of Ascent, the most defense-sided map in the pool currently. And Loud are running away with it. They lost the pistol and the follow-up, and that's it. Since then, they have been successful in every single one of their rounds. That is a cheeky recon dart designed to catch somebody early. The paranoia, in fact, does.
And still, Mazin, the run forwards. Frenzy in his hands, but the rest of his team watching for it. And it's so brutal. Mazin makes the map feel like paper. Just shredding through all the common positions.
I think MW actually counter-spammed that and ended up headshotting Tui's through the wall. But yeah, there's so much pressure on these Furia players. And Dijazin's gone for an op that, you know, he just has to save now.
You can't play into the retake.
I say gone for an op.
It was saved
from the previous round, but yeah, still, it doesn't help him now.
Sometimes it can feel like that. When a team like Loud, Sadak's calling style and structure, he's so good at spotting out where Dijazine might be playing with the operator.
MW just gives up. I mean, he's flashed and he just hands off the keyboard. Yep, been outplayed. That really feels like the energy between these two teams. Like Furia, they don't know what more that they can do.
Yeah. Perfectly navigated around. Again, carrying that operator forwards. It's a powerful tool, but it limits you with these retakes. As I was just saying, Sadak, kind of IGL, is going to be able to spot where the operator's playing, calling game plans as well. Making sure that they fight the right areas of the map. And when we saw that countless times on Haven.
Yeah, they were dodging Dijazine's operator intensely. And Dijazine's one of the most active op players. He will move around the map, trying to track down his opponents, hunting for the fights. And Loud were navigating around him and then throwing up walls and flashes in his face. This composition actually has less to deal with the operator on the other side. That's why Jet Ops is so crazy powerful on Ascent. Here he is. He gets the shot. Yeah, that's no smokes now for Loud on this round. So difficult for them to navigate.
How do they want to fight this? It's a 4v5. Scene. Okay.
That's pure spam.
Yeah, and he's found a kill. With Glil falling, no smokes on either side. It's evened it up, hasn't it? Minute left, plenty of time.
Careful.
Loud are so good at this, the push and pull. Bit of presence showcase at the beginning of the round in one area. And they start to explore. Contacting QCK, he was holding it. Wow, he just misses the timing.
And he's been suppressed.
Yeah, so that's going to be taking down the entirety of his kit. Anything that was Meant to be delaying as well. This push now starting to come through. Dart into the back of the site. We know that nobody's anchoring. Flash Sadak wants to take it. Battle right into them. What a shot to hit. QCK is lost. Looking right down to the bottom of mid. MW, eager to try and trade it. Now the Hunter's Fury. This is to try and stop this plan. One tag down. Gets a second. Tucked to the corner. He is saved. There's a jump spot. He thought he was being pushed into spawn. Aspas, the positioning was too damn good.
And now all left on Mazine. In a very rough position. Knows that Kawanzine, I think, was somewhere towards site, but could have repositioned in the meantime. And Aspas could be anywhere.
Yeah, it's a crossfire, isn't it? And, I mean, Mazine just doesn't have the confidence to take it. 800 credits. Has to back away and save, but, I mean, I feel like at this point, Josh, you just have to take it. You have to take that, no? The chance of winning a round to get your team back into it, you got to have the confidence to make that call.
The chance is so slim, though. I mean, the cards are all stacked against him. He doesn't know the positioning of Aspas. Aspas could be in market, could be in spawn, wrapping around. He's going to be fighting 180 crossfires.
But when Loud have got 6 rounds on attack side, I feel like you have to start taking risks like that.
I would agree with you. I think in principle, you're completely correct. I mean, I'd like to see them taking more risks on their defense side just in general. But to be honest with you, Brent, I feel like even if we did see them take those risks, Loud are going to stop them. Loud are going to shut them down. It's just that kind of day today. Loud are playing perfectly. There's nothing that Furia can throw at them that's going to work here. That's the feeling when you're watching this game. Loud looks scary. They look monstrous. This is a different setup, though. It's a kill setup over towards Cat.
I mean, Loud have completely avoided it. Seems like the goal is to just hit straight through into A.
But they've got to wait for the suppression.
Yeah, got to wait for this one out. The dash is actually might be mistimed here. Yeah, they don't want to go for this, so it fades away.
And now without the dash, they really do have to choose a different tactic because you can't burst your way into A. All of the Killjoy utility was used off the timing and pressure, though. I mean, setting up for a split looks great, but instead they just go for a normal A main repop. This is going to be hard without the dash.
Kawanzine also might have just even broke it. Drone through to the back spam onto the angle. Khalil. Oh, he's feeling the hurt. He's feeling the pain. Towards it. Sadak, Orchard for Heaven. QCK only the one to be gained before eventually trading. A wide face from Mazine. The turret has got Lesser's back if he can't claim the kill.
Timmy's got it.
Yeah, and this is the same scenario that we were just discussing earlier. It's a retake. Sometimes this operator, a powerful tool, but it can shackle you in these retakes. Mazine, though, feels like he has to go for it at this point in the round. 1 HP. One more bullet will do it. Knocked them down. Forced them to back away. Loud. It's going to be the 7th round that they claim now on this attack side. They are unleashed.
They just look so good in terms of how they approach this map on attack. They've figured out something that no other team has. Seriously, the way that they spill through smokes on the A site, the way that they re-hit. Sadak's calling and the protocols that they have on their attack. It's different. It is just different. Did you see 1 HP? Ooh. He gets away with it. So he's going to take the op again into this next round. But while it's all calm on this side of the stage, Furia, I'm sure, can sense the despair creeping in. It's not, it doesn't even reek of desperation, just disappointment.
Yeah. Fights aren't being won. The ideas aren't working. Feels like you are just going up against, I don't know, masterclass performance from Loud, where when they turn up like this, there is not much you can do, and it's forced a second time out of Furia now in the first half.
Loud are getting down to so many post plants, and we saw this on Haven too. They're getting into sites. Sadak's got some fantastic calling, and also their executes are really good too, their attacking protocols. And then when they get into post plants, Furia can't do anything about it. I mean, Loud are just winning every single post plant. They're 6-0 on Ascent right now. And not only that, Furia, one of the biggest things that we always talk about with this Furia team, and we were harping on it yesterday constantly in their match against Leviathan, they were winning when they were a player down. They have not pulled off a single 4v5 in this series. They were winning 40% of them yesterday. They haven't won one against Loud. They're just getting shut down. Everything that was previously a strength just crumbling in their hands.
So much discipline for Loud. I mean, they just don't leave any gaps. When they get that player advantage, partly, I mean, the calling style of Loud is how they're playing. Their willingness to just cut that information, cut noise, when they gain that first pick, that first advantage. And Furia, I'm wondering, when's the next hit going to come through? What angle are they going to be taking? Must win round for Furia. Must win. For any chance of staying in this series. I know that sounds odd to say, but with how Loud are playing, there's no gaps. With how this map plays out, have to find openings. No command. Ripping through onto all of them. Hunter's Fury. It's all used, and again, same game plan from Loud. Middle of the ultimate. It's heavy, and it's spam into the corner. All the angles as well. Pushing back the players. They know that they're isolated in spawn. Khalil has to face, has to make something of it. When you're up against Aspas, when he's playing like this, you do not stand a chance.
Bren, this doesn't even feel like a match anymore. This feels like a celebration of Loud already going to Tokyo and going to champs. It feels like a coronation. It does not feel like a match. Loud are completely running away with it. Everything they do, another flawless round from them. Flawless in every sense.
They knew how that was going to be affecting the economy. They committed the ults. The way they scaled onto the site, the way they knew that the position was forced to the Furia players. Full awareness.
One suppressed.
Zine close. The knife did tag him there towards Wine. And look at it. He feels like he has to make a play here.
Yeah, they went for a paranoia on all of these players, but then they just hide inside Aspas' smokes. He's used them both, though, so they don't have an easy way to be able to enter into the A site with him dashing into a cloud burst. There was aggression in B main at the same time, and Les just heard it. He heard that drone, he heard the Shazine push, and now he's giving the information to the rest of the team. Okay, they're not there. And Sadek's taken that information from Les and turned it into a call. All right, let's go and retake that space in B main. Hopefully they've moved back and we'll be able to pop into the B site.
Furia being very agile as well with their positioning.
And yet it's availed them nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it's on the weaker buy, stacking towards A just from the back of that early pressure, them taking. Loud have been doing a lot of these cut noise re-hits. And now it's baited them into just moving all their players away from the B side. It's opened itself up once more. Loud.
30 seconds left.
Do the clearance of the site. Spike dropped over. This is the levels that they're thinking at as well. They're not rushing into things. Less you want away from your ult, you plan. Let's get that one online. Let's close this one out.
Yeah, they look so calm. So little pressure on Loud.
Everyone pushed back into the spawn. Furia.
Cover going out.
Shots fired off into the smokes. Praying, hoping. For any semblance of luck on their side. Any kill to go in their direction. Something to just open up this.
And they're not even going for it. They're not even going for the
so
retake.
massive. It's so massive. It's so safe. And they just can't even win the shots when the fights get taken. Playing for the exits.
I mean, playing for exits on a team that has 9K.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, mate, they're saving for a house in LA. It's just not likely, is it? You're playing for exits. The economy's not going to be damaged. Furia no longer playing to win.
In the half.
Absolutely. I think that could have been said many rounds ago. They're playing scared and Loud are completely in control. And once more, it feels like the regular season game between these two teams, where Furia, we know they're capable of so much more than this. And there's so much hype and excitement around them being able to deliver. Possibly the first time a Brazilian team would beat Loud. And yet it comes to the match and they are getting flattened. Loud are on a different level. The Jazine pushed back once more with the operator. He tries to get aggressive.
Just to make it 9-3.
I mean, you would expect him to go for a repeak in these situations against every other team. Instead, dashes backwards. The recon dart used before Loud have even committed.
They waited all out. Order util as well. Sails past into the site. Lockdown now being used.
And now they've used all of the utility to stop Loud from entering the site. What is this? Oh, okay, so they're going for the
pushing forwards. Yep. And QCK can hear all of this. What time does he take? What angle does he take? Calm and confident. 3 ripped away, but Aspas Nonetheless, claiming that trade, clear with a wider face. Okay, Furia. Signs of life in the tail end off the back of those QCK heroics. I still don't want to call it, Josh.
I mean, Aspas is in a 1v4.
Yeah.
He can't win this one, surely.
We said that before.
And for Furia, QCK's done a great job.
Okay, shut down.
And they get 3. But that just feels like small consolation victory.
Yeah. 3, one of our most defensive-sided maps currently in the pool. And here's a look at this. QCK really feeling himself in this moment, but it's going to take the entire team to come online, and it's not likely. Just hasn't been happening all series long. This is allowed that is in playoff form, in prime form. Trying to set their sights now onto grander tasks. Well, let's send it down to Vansili, who's got a very special guest, Aspas's father as well. Take it away.
Thank you so much, Brent. Sure, indeed, I am standing here with Mr. Fabricio and also Aldi, our translator, and thank you so much for your time, sir. I just wanted to ask you, first question, what's it like being the father of a champion and a pro player in Aspas?
Primeira pergunta, como é ser o pai de um profissional de gaming e sendo Aspas, ele, o melhor do mundo?
Boa tarde a todos. Primeiramente, gostaria de agradecer a todos que torcem por ele e torcem pela Loud. É uma coisa que é indescritível. É muita emoção e é difícil até de falar, viu? É uma coisa muito nova pra gente que está acontecendo.
Yeah, first of all, good afternoon, and I would like to thank everyone that is Aspas fans and a Loud fan. It is undescribable. It even makes me emotional just to think about this. This is so new, and I have no words.
Yeah. Well, at least the esports is new, but do you have some sort of relationship with video games? Because from what I heard, Aspas has been gaming since he was 4 years old.
Apesar de esportes ser uma coisa nova, o Aspas vem jogando desde os 4 anos de idade, né? Qual o seu relacionamento com o gaming e o Aspas?
A gente, desde criança, lá na minha família, a gente gostou muito de gamers. Já começamos com 6 anos, eu já tinha um Apple compatível com o Atari. Aí a gente começou a jogar, aí eu fui gostando. Quando eu consegui comprar um computador, a gente comprou, aí veio o Eric, veio o Fabrício, e a gente começou no CS. Com 3 anos ele já jogava CS já, foi indo até chegar onde está hoje, graças a Deus aí, jogando bem e desempenhando um bom papel aí pelo Brasil.
Yeah, since I was a kid, I liked gaming. Since I was 6 years old, I had an Atari, compatible with an Apple, and then came Eric and the kids. So they got a PC, and they started playing Counter-Strike really early, around 3 years old, 4 years old. So it's been a constant in their family. And now he's doing this all over the world now, not only Brazil. So he's very proud.
That's awesome. Well, we're going to have to play some ET at some time on that Atari. But with that, we're going to pass it back here to Brendan Sideshow. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Vansili. Aspas's father also cycled over 300 kilometers in 4 days to celebrate Loud winning at Champs 2. And his son Aspas is currently having a nice little walk in the park.
Yeah.
I mean, no effort, no strain in this match.
It feels like no effort, no strain, but that's just because the entire war machine that is Loud, it's all firing off, isn't it? Every single part of the structure of this team doesn't leave those gaps. Now, Loud, this is a similar setup actually they used against Leviathan in their game the other day on Ascent. They stack 2 players. It's Aspas and 2 years who hold close into that corner. It's a bit of a bait and switch. One of them takes contact, they dash away. They don't expect the second player to be there. Sadak, survives, but just barely. Shock dart send flying. Well, Furia have done their homework. They should be aware of this pistol round setup.
They're all backing up. I mean, Furia postured for the first 40 seconds, got Sadak down to 1 HP, and now we're just trying to barrel through to face less.
Yep, straight into mid. All the way through towards the back of the site. Les is going to be the one who has to hold his ground against this, but Furia finding it a bit of a struggle now to get themselves onto the site. The nade is good though. Aspas dropped down, Shorty. In the hands of Les, he's hoping for an easy target. 1 or 2, how will the face come through? Unbelievable. There's one.
30 seconds left.
Aspos also following up through the back there. Sight's going to be gained for them. 3. Get that plant down. No control of B main or anything else. Not likely, is it, with a spam now? Players are weak on Loud. Anything could topple them. It all comes down to these fights that are about to be taken. Waiting for the util. Kamazin. He's got to start online. He's going to set that firing. There comes the swing. There comes the double face. Lighting them up. Khalil is collected. Enough for 3. And he's done enough for the team to win the pistol.
An absolute must-win for Furia if they have any chance at winning this game and booking their ticket immediately today to Masters. But it just does not seem likely. They have such a task in front of them still.
Furia have been good for the pistol rounds on this map. Remember back to that first half as well. It was an instant answer back by Loud just with the Sheriffs. Popping off heads and just turning around just like that. Made it very dangerous. Didn't quite win it, but okay. Taking a fight to them. Updraft, dash, lighting the players up. I feel like you should never be getting that one, Sadak, but with the right click, he does.
Throwing charge.
He's still being used. Pound for pound to try and push them back. Tag.
Cooling down.
Kamazin getting cheeky as well. Deep push out towards B, and a call is made by Furia. QCK realizes he's been given a lot of space over towards B, and so they're going to start to move away. Rest of Loud looking to re-clear. So the 5th round, really inevitable at this point for Furia.
And the question really being, can they build it into something further? What does the mentality still look like on the side of Furia? Do they still believe that this is even possible? It doesn't matter really what people think at home, what Loud think. It's about whether the Furia players themselves have got something in the back of their heads telling them they can't do this, it's too hard.
Yeah, whether you can shut that voice up, to be honest. And have that confidence to start to string together the rounds, because if you think about it, on paper, you can't let the fact that, listen, on the worst side of Ascent for trying to make a comeback happen, you can't think about those aspects. You just have to do it one round at a time, focusing on it.
Revealing area.
Try and make it possible.
Loud are getting a lot of information over here in A main. There's no one way currently, but 2 East is just peeking it. He spots a couple.
Risky. Reface.
But look, he's almost casual in the way that he repositions over towards Dice.
Yeah, he's not worried, is he?
Not at all.
Seems like there's that much urgency. Paranoia ripping through, but it's used in kind. Util expended on either side. A smoke to cut up the site. Sadak, he gets his 1, 2 years. Great movement. Swings it to the left and claims it. Khalil trying to barrel forwards, trying to at least make it a little bit more winnable, but the rest of Loud are starting to now swarm, retake the site. The positions are there. 3 of the players up onto Heaven, just up to QCK, and they're going to be triple facing him from every direction. The bonus round does not look dangerous.
The Flood retake is very nice there to try and help 2E's, who's anchored into sight. But man, I just keep looking at these Furia players, and it's like looking at a different squad. I mean, the way that Dajazine is entering into the site, and he's so slow to bring the fight to the back. There's no one there. It's timid. He's playing 2E's game. MW's only got a Sheriff in this round, as Loud get themselves up to double digits. Only 3 rounds away from securing their spot, Tokyo and Champs this year. And doing it in such a resounding fashion. It's felt like a statement today, hasn't it, Brent?
It really has. I think across the regular season, Loud have been one of those top teams that we've been looking at. With the most ups and downs, they've had some very close matches against most of their opponents, but maybe it has just been a case of them pacing themselves. This gun round is not close at all. Zine and Khalil, it's a scramble to try and pick up the pieces. But Loud they're just too clean, too dominant.
Don't stress if I die.
And the rest of this match may well just be going through the motions till Loud get to 13. It feels like a certainty that Loud are going to be the first representatives from Americas. And they are the #1 seed. They're #1 seed for a reason. But you're absolutely correct, Brent. The difference when the matches matter the most, the difference is resounding, palpable. You can see it in the way that they play and the attitude that they bring to the game.
Teams like this are so scary. That uptick of form comes around, changes everything.
What a skill to be able to perform your best in the matches that matter most. And that's wild from Zadak.
Felt like it wasn't exactly earned, but Mazine runs him down with the stinger. Kawazine trying to plug up the gaps. Lovely flash. 2 years. He was out to the open. Wasn't able to see anything. The fight's taken regardless from that one. Aspas round the side. Kawazine. Open spam.
Still a 2v2.
Shock dart. Players are weak. It's down to just one. And the lockdown is earned. Oh, this will seal the deal, won't it? Khalil, he's tagged up. Pushed back. Has to play into wine. It's the only gap available to him. And they know exactly where he is. Turret, alarm bot, it's all there. Sticking onto the fuse. Kawazine holds it, and Lester's got his back. Up to 67, stuck.
It didn't even swing in time. Khalil was given nothing. The lockdown used in a 2v1. Not a crumb given to him. Not the tiniest of gaps that he could wiggle open.
It's the power of a team like Loud. They get serious. Fire lit underneath them. And yeah, so willing to just commit the ultimates to the fight. Lock this one out, shut it out entirely. Not giving any of those gaps whatsoever for Furia to get back in. You really need to be a championship caliber team moving forwards. There's a clash. A fight taken. Furia chucking anything now at the wall to see if they can make it, but it matters not. Round the side, there's a clash and an ace to finish. 2 years. The job's done. Loud. Congratulations in order, of course. That's a top 3 finish. Regardless of what happens from here on out, they've earned their spot to Masters Tokyo and Champs.
Fantastic. Just absolutely perfect today from Loud. The fact it finishes with an ace on top, it's just a cherry on top of the cake. Everything was perfection today from our #1 seed. And it's got to be bitterly disappointing from Furia. They once again just look like the little brother to Loud. Beaten up, tossed around, they had no hope, no chance today. Loud was simply so much better. And I think a lot of that's got to be a mental barrier for them at this point. I mean, Furia, they'll have their chances, but Loud deserve that spot. They look impeccable.
Oh, look, unreal. They're in prime form, that playoff form. Setting the stage ablaze with some of the plays that they were making. And for Furia, they'll be reflecting on this match as well and probably kicking themselves so they weren't playing up to that same level that we know that they're capable of. We thought that maybe they got over that hurdle. They were having those consistency issues towards the tail end of their season. Their match yesterday was pretty much a statement, but today it's Loud with no intention of giving up that throne, the top spot in Brazil.
And they just keep it all going. Loud have never lost to another Brazilian team. Loud have always made it to the global events. Now 5 out of 5. They will be going once more. I suppose it's 6 out of 6, really, isn't it? They're going to Tokyo and they're going to Champs.
This feels like a team that's not finished, Josh. Listen, there's still plenty more playoff matches to go.
Today was only the start. Today was not the finale, the culmination of Loud's arc. Today was just a showcase of what they can bring in those best moments. This team is hunting for the Americas title, and then beyond that, they're looking to lift trophies.
And that potential revenge. The spot in Tokyo is secured. Fnatic earned theirs earlier today. They're going to be hoping for that matchup once more to try and bring it to the team that denied them the back-to-back, denied them that lock-in finals. But
I'd be a bit scared.
I would be a bit scared after that as well. But Fnatic, don't get me wrong, they've also been looking pretty damn clean.
They've been amazing.
Well. So we'll find out. I mean, that's in a bit later. Let's send it down now to GB and Ades to break down the match that we've just seen.
One step closer to that right there, the trophy, not Tactibear. But if they want a Tactibear, they can have one. Loud completely dominates the competition, and they have now punched their ticket to Tokyo and champions Los Angeles. What a run. Genuinely, what a run. Salutations, congratulations across the board. Well-deserved. What a season this team has had. But more importantly, what a match. What domination we just witnessed, Sean.
Yeah, we witnessed another layer of domination from Loud here, right? This is them just blitzing Furia. Both of these maps. Furia started this map 2-0. I said they needed a pistol. They got it. You know, everything was kind of starting well. And then they lost 8 to 9 rounds straight on their defensive half of Ascent. So unreal. Loud just had all the answers. The B hits were just raining down on Furia, and they were so polished throughout this game.
Yeah, and in Brazil, you used to have a word like Loud play adulto. It's like the big guys. Like
yeah.
they play very well. Like there was a round where they pushing B, and there was like the Sova ultimate, Chaos ultimate, and it was still hard to push it, and just waited and used the Killjoy ultimate as well. So they played very well and very consistent.
Yeah, and that I think is a great point that you brought up, the consistency, because this wasn't just a one map thing, right? Like, and I think that was kind of the thing that we were criticizing a little bit of Furia coming out of the Leviathan game, was that you really wanted to see them close that series out 2-0. Instead, you ended up going to like an absolute banger OT match.
Yeah.
And then they won, and then they closed it out. Makes you wonder about that consistency. You never really have to worry about that about Loud, Sean.
Well, we kind of did towards the
I guess
end
so.
of
Yeah,
the
you're
stage,
right.
right?
Yeah.
We were power ranking Cloud9 above Loud, but after a game like this, I mean, all the questions we had about Loud at the end of the stage were just answered, right? I mean, Les just dropped bombs on them. Tui's played insane. You saw him close out the game with an ace. Kawanzine stepping up. This was a series where Aspas didn't even need to do much.
Yeah.
And they still looked so flawless throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely stellar and exquisite performance from Loud. But that being said, let's actually go ahead and send it down over to the stage, because we have Vansili, standing by with one of my favorite people. It's Coach Fraud for the Verizon post-match interview.
Thank you so much, Golden Boy. That's right. No, indeed, I am standing here with Danny Fraud. I don't know if you know. First off, congratulations. But I am a big fan.
Yeah, we've known each other for a long time.
And yeah, let's talk about this game. I actually want to talk about this series too. Basically, you only needed one single game to actually qualify to Tokyo, and you've done it. But did you expect it for it to be against your Brazilian brothers today?
Yeah, I mean, the group is very competitive. 3 Latin American and Brazilian teams made it, and 3 North American teams. So the odds were that, especially having that first seed, that we were more than likely going to play another compatriot. So for us, it was really exciting to play a team like that. They're obviously very talented. So, you know, it's just made for a really good match.
Yeah, and did the odds come into your favor in terms of the map vetoes? Because Haven and Ascent, it seems like 2 powerhouse maps for you.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we're working on every map. It's a constant improvement that we're working on. So we were lucky enough to play some of the same maps in the regular season, and we wanted to start showcasing some more. But knowing kind of how the maps they play and how they play, just kind of made sense to stick to our guns and focus on ourselves, and also the maps that we feel like we're playing really good right now.
Yeah, and talking about those improvements and also sticking to your guns, that first map on Haven, you were dominating the whole time as a team here for Loud, because you weren't letting them get rounds, let alone kills. It took them 4 rounds before they got a kill. So to what do you owe such a dominant performance to start things off?
I owe our team's practice and dedication. We've really been going roughly like maybe 1 day off a week, if that. So we've kind of taken this whole entire season as a long boot camp. We've been practicing a lot. We had a really good practice this week, just with a bunch of scrims and a bunch of tactics, VODs, all that stuff. So we knew that if we focus on our preparation and our scrimmages, then the result will show on the server when it's live.
All right, and also on Ascent. So you guys are continuing to be very dominant on the attack half of an Ascent, probably the highest percentage so far on the attack. What makes it so that Loud is so good on this very map? Because, you know, it's same comps, same teams all the time.
Give a lot of credit to Sadak. He's a really, really good IGL, but also he's excellent at the mid game. He's also really good at understanding what the other team likes to do. Takes a lot of information from myself and the assistant coach STK. So, you know, we feel like we're always really prepared, and Sadak always has a a second, third option within the same round. So we feel like any round is one that we can win, and a lot of credit goes to Sadak on that.
Awesome. Well, Fraud, I'm going to let you go and congratulate you. I'm going to let you prepare for Tokyo. That's going to be in your sights. And I'm going to toss it to a break. And when we come back, we have more VCT Americas. It's going to be Cloud9 versus Evil Geniuses.
Thanks, brother. Sorry I made the comments a little bit awkward.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Awesome. Love you, brother.
Today, the top 2 seeds enter the competition, and Masters Tokyo is on the line. Loud versus Furia. You couldn't have asked for a better way to kick off the day.
The fight needs to be taken, and it's not clean. It's not clean at all. Last one left, a wide swing, a wide face. He wins it out.
A little baited out there trying to get funky with the shorty. Loud have this aura about them.
An attempt is made. Aspas! 13-4. You gotta come with a little bit more than that. That is them taking map number 1. The double jump down into the back of the side, GCK. He is being pressured, he is being swarmed. Jump around. The bullets land. It's not watched for. No one's holding it until you didn't expect it. Aspas locks himself down for the ace. Isolates to fight, and he claims it. Moving forwards, it's a clash. A fight taken. Furia chucking anything now at the wall to see if they can make it, but it matters not. Round the side as a clash. An ace to finish. 2 years. The job's done. That's a top 3 finish. Regardless of what happens from here on out, they've earned their spot to Masters Tokyo and champs.